G'day guys, welcome to our channel, and today I've got a bit of an adventure to take you guys on. So we've got this creek track, and I know we've been making a lot of videos about the mound and the dam lately, and the areas have been very vast and open. But now I've had an opportunity to do some work on the creek track, and it's like going through a portal into another world. It's just so different compared to the area that we've been working in. Once you go past the trees to go through this creek track, it really is magical. And so, as you can hear, there's birds chirping everywhere and the atmosphere is really peaceful. It's the middle of winter, but I'm wearing a t-shirt because the weather is just lovely. So we've got a little bit of a task today, and it's really enjoyable, at least for me. So I thought, why not invite the viewers to come along and check out what I'm up to today. So we've got this old creek track, and it was built, I don't know, maybe 50 years ago, who knows. But aside from having this tree that fell over the track, so I've just tidied that up, took about an hour. Wasn't very eventful because it's just cutting and carrying branches. So anyway, the problem with this track is that we've got a whole bunch of rocks that came out during the tidy up process, like this one. And so today we've got our trusty roller here, and we're going to just roll the track and hopefully push all of the rocks in or crush them, whichever one comes first. So I've already done one pass, so I know that it's not a completely hopeless effort. Come check out an example of this. So we've got Luna, we've got Rufus with us as well, and we're going to crush some rocks. So this is an example of a couple of rocks that I went over in the first pass. Because the ground was dry, they just broke. So here's another rock that I drove over. It's pretty flush, so the main goal here is simply to be able to cut the grass without hitting a whole bunch of rocks with whatever lawn mowing equipment we'll have in the future. So these are the culprits here. You can see I've run over this one already. It's cracked into a few pieces. So yeah, let's enjoy a peaceful day out here. We've got about a nice hour of sunlight, and it takes about an hour to do a whole pass of this track. So let's go and check out some beautiful nature while taking a ride in a trusty old roller. It's over there, Luna. There's a little bird here, and it's getting the dogs to chase it. It's great fun. So we've got our beautiful roller, but the first task is actually with the rake. Not quite as exciting as the roller, but let's go and get a few of these rocks back in the middle of the driveway so that we have something to run over with the roller. There's a little birdie. There it is. You guys chasing a little bird? Little willy wagtail. Look at you. Oh, you guys almost got him this time. Best part about winter out here is there's no bugs. Normally the march flies would be eating us constantly. So we don't want roots in the driveway, but that's all pea gravel through there, the rocks. So there's a few rocks I'm bringing back in, but it's a 700-meter long track. It's kind of a lost cause trying to bring the rocks back in because I don't have a lot of time, because we've got to give the roller back soon. So That's just the downside of using big machines to clear tracks, because as you can see, it's beautiful, but in this heap of grass and things that came off the track, there's also a lot of rocks. So that's the downside. If you've got an old gravel track, every time you clean it, you lose some of the material in the process of clearing it with the blade of the machine. So, I mean, I'm just doing my best here with the time that we have, and just bringing some of this nice material back in. See, there's a good rock over there. Here's some rocks. Yeah, that'll do for now. What do you say, guys? Let's take a drive to the creek. All right, guys, time to give this old roller a whirl. Let's hop on in. Hey, you'll notice what I mean by going through a magical portal. When you see the bit of road that I'll roll behind me, it's very dusty, it's very sunny, it's so bright out there. And when you go through this portal, everything changes. You'll see. Here's another landmark. It looks a little bit different now because we cleared away some of the weeds, but here she is. Oh. So this mound might not look like it, but it's about 1 meter tall. So there was a pretty flash cabin on there back in the days. And up until just very recently, we couldn't even walk through here because it was all just overgrown with scrub. But now a pretty picture emerges. Come check it out. So these guys would have built this pretty little dam, and they would have used the earth from it to make this mound. Guess just like we did with our one, just a lot smaller really. And look at that, it's almost sunset. I just saw a fish jump out of the water. And that used to be an old jetty there. A beautiful old gum tree. And we've looked for photos of this place back when everything was really nice and just got built, but I haven't been able to find any. So it is what it is. It's almost like looking at ancient ruins, because the closer you look, the more stuff you see. Like, for example, here. That used to be a nice looking stone wall. Maybe it was a retaining wall. Who knows? I don't know. But not too far from now, we're going to make this spot into a really cool hip camp. So you guys can come down and enjoy the serenity out here. The birds are saying, yes, come down, it's going to be awesome. So hopefully I will have made this track a little bit more drivable by compacting it again. So let's head on back in the roller and finish this job off. So as you guys can see, it's almost sunset, but we have made it. And of course, we'll have to leave the roller behind now because you're not really allowed to do any changing around creeks for environmental purposes. So for the rest of it, we'll have to go by foot. Ooh, always love checking out the moss on this tree. Look at that. Feels like a soft rug. Probably make a doorstep out of that if you're building a cabin out of primitive materials out here. It's a bit hard to believe with this area being like 7 meters above sea level that during the 2022 floods, the water here would have literally been 6 meters high. And now it's back down to nothing. So this is the creek. Very nice, very beautiful. Although it is looking a little bit swampy today. The surface is a bit hazy. That's not the camera. Everything else is looking clear, but the water is hazy. I don't know, might be to do with the seasons. But I bet you, if Shrek was here, he would say, "This is my swamp." Woo! We made it. All right, we better head back before it gets dark, because even though we're feeling more and more comfortable being out here in the bush, it's getting pretty cold for a t-shirt. And for all of you who are scared of the dark, let's go back out into the sunlight. Alrighty, so here's the end result. Obviously it's not going to be perfect, but this was a massive rock that was sticking out of the driveway before that could have written off our mower, but now it's all crumbled. This one didn't get crushed, I missed it, but as I mentioned, it's not a job to make perfect. These were a real problem before, just sticking out, real rough to drive over, couldn't cut the grass. And now you can see there's just little sandy spots left. So in the dry areas the rocks crumbled, and in the wet spots the rocks just sunk in like these guys. So it's flush with the surface. So there we go, that's our creek track. We've given it some new life now. Until next time, see you guys.